the face of the Prophet of Allah. He's going to bring it back as it was live. He said, yes, and he's going to bring you back and put you in the hellfire. No one can say that to anyone except if he's a prophet talking from Allah. He's going, yes, he's going to make you to die, and then bring you back and put you in the hellfire. That means you're a kafir, you're going to die as a kafir. And it was the case. He was not just a kafir, he was a war criminal. Well, so, coming back, Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet ﷺ also when he was with Aisha. Aisha, she was next to the Prophet, and Jibreel is amongst them. Then he says, بلغ سلامي لعائشة. Convey my salam, O Messenger of Allah, to your wife Aisha. So Jibreel did not convey his salam directly to Aisha because she can't see him. And if somebody you can't see and then you hear a word, Salamu Alaikum, you're going to be jumping up and down. Who's a spooky ghost here? So the Prophet of Allah said to Aisha, this is Jibreel, who's in front of me, saying salam to you. Yeah, that's a better way of, accepting the salam. If Aisha should hear Jibreel speak and she can't see, she'll run. Prophet of Allah, he said, this is Jibreel saying salam to you. She said, oh Messenger of Allah, you could see what we can't see. You could see what we can't see. You could hear what we can't hear. So the Prophet of Allah, as he was ascending the pulpit, Jibreel came to him while he was ascending the pulpit, talked to him, companions can hear only the response of the Prophet. What are these things that the Prophet of Allah had heard from Jibreel? He said to him, number one, the one who lives to see both of his parents, or one of them, yet he does not secure himself a place in paradise, may his nose be smeared in the dust. An Arabic expression which means what a loser he is. May his nose smeared in the dust, what a loser he is. And he will enter the hellfire, may Allah distance him away. Say Ameen. So I said Ameen. Now who's saying the supplication? Jibreel, the best of angels. Ar-Ruh. Allah called him what? Ar-Ruh. And who is the one who's saying, oh Allah, grant it, oh Allah, make it happen? Prophet of Allah, the best of Prophet, not to say the best of mankind, not to say the best of creation. So the best of the angels saying a dua, and the best of the creation saying Ameen. It's going to take place. The person who does not secure himself place in paradise through being righteous to his parents is a loser. Your parents are alive, or even at least one of them, and yet you're not so righteous to them that you could die, or they could die before you while they are pleased with you, and you will be entering paradise because you've been what? Righteous to your father and your mother, or to one of them. Subhanallah. Some people these days, they secure themselves a place in the hellfire by being insolent to their parents, undutiful to their parents. Uquq. Called Prophet Uquq. And he said, the Prophet of Allah, after the Ishraq, Billah Azza wa Jalla, the biggest, Ala unabbi'ukum bi akbar al-kabair. Shall I inform you of the biggest and major of the major sins? Al-Ishraq Billah, number one. Then the second after that, Uquq al-Walid. So, making a deity with Allah, that's number one, greatest of all sins. After that, being undutiful to whom? The parents. And how do I know that if my father, I am being defiant or bad to him, if my father is not happy with me, if my mother is not happy with me, if they're going to die and they're not happy with me, what a loser. Person should know that if his parents are alive, and you have brothers and sisters, should be competition between you and them, who's going to serve, who's going to be more dutiful to his father and his mother, or one of them than the second. That means if your father asks for something, don't say to your brother, go and do it. I'm tired. No. You run. You do it before him. This is paradise. I'm after paradise. So I will do it before him. Your father yelled at you. Your father smacked you, slapped you, hit you. You don't say anything because of alhamdulillah. Your father said anything to you. Your mother said anything to you. Yes, mom. Yes, sir. even they're wrong. If they even ask you to do something which is kufr, like the mother of Abu Hurairah, she asked him to do kufr, to insult the Prophet of Allah. He did not do that, of course. But at the same time, he did not say a bad word to his mother. He would just be so in pain and grief and sorrow because of the Prophet of Allah, Messenger of Allah. I don't know what to do with my mother. He loves her so much. He would not dare to say a word to her. And she all the time saying, insult Muhammad, insult Muhammad. He doesn't do that anymore. لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. There is no obedience over any creature if we ask him to disobey Allah Azza wa Jal and His Messenger. So, the Prophet of Allah made a dua. Oh Allah, opened the heart of the mother of Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah, he was so happy, believing like there is a glad tidings for him. Something is waiting for him. He went to the house of his mother. Of course, he would not expect that that dua would be spontaneous, mashallah, on the same spot. As soon as he wanted to enter, he saw the door is closed. He wanted to enter. She said, stay put, don't come in. What was she doing? Bathing herself. What is the bathing for? Well, she wanted to accept Islam. She came out of the bathing and she said, open the door, Abu Hurairah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. You know what sort of reaction you're going to find from Abu Hurairah after all of that time and agonization. His mother insulting the Prophet, commanding to insult the Prophet. What do you expect Abu Hurairah would do when he saw his mother embracing Islam, saying the kalima before him? Hugging her, jumping up and down, hugging her again, jumping up and down. He couldn't hold himself. Straight away, the first person going to give him glad tidings to is who? Prophet himself. Well, he's the one, Messenger of Allah, my mother, embrace Islam. I can't believe it. He can't go every time to the mother of his and do nothing. Oh, he's so happy. Messenger of Allah, my mother. Now he's greedy. Prophet of Allah make us dua to be the best people in the hearts of the believers. He said, oh Lord, Prophet of Allah, make Abu Hurairah and the mother of Abu Hurairah to be the best, closest people, the most beloved people to the hearts of the believers. And that is why Abu Hurairah is boasting. He's not a believer who is born. He's a proper believer. It's a test for him that I and my mother will be the most dearest people to him in his heart. And the believers as will the most dearest people to the heart of Abu Hurairah. So any person who insults Abu Hurairah or the mother of Abu Hurairah is not a believer. Like the Rafidah. Day and night they insult him. You know the Rafidah or the Shia. The Rafidah, they insult him day and night. That's their deen. That's their breakfast, that's their lunch, and that's their dinner. Insultation. We say Subhanallah in the morning, Alhamdulillah, Alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana. In the evening, make the dua. These people, they have dua in the morning. May Allah curse Abu Bakr and Umar. Lunch, may Allah curse Abu Bakr and Umar and Hafsa and all the wives of the Prophet of Allah. In the evening, may Allah curse Abu Bakr and Umar and Abu Hurairah and everybody. Curse in the morning, curse in the afternoon, curse in the evening. What type of people is this? No tasbih, just curse. Any person who's got common sense, he would know that this is not the deen. The deen that tells you to go and curse people, that's not a deen. The deen is the one that tells you to be tolerant, to be forgiving, to be making afu, to pardon, because Allah pardons you. If you want Allah to pardon you, if Allah wants to have mercy upon you, then you have to have mercy upon the people. You have to be as well pardoning the people. Just like what you deal with the people, then Allah will deal with you the same way. So, that's the first one. Second one, the one who lives to see Ramadan, yet he does not secure himself a pardon. May Allah distance him away. That means distance him away from the blessings. Say Ameen. So I said Ameen. So the person who lives to see Ramadan, yet he does not make Ramadan as a sin expiation for him. Ramadan was more of Hollywood films. Ramadan is more of sleeping. Ramadan is more for food that you never heard of. You know, before we come Ramadan, this guy said, I want the milk of such a swan bird. I want the milk of such and such bird, which doesn't exist. Because his belly is commanding it. It's hallucination of the food. So when it comes to the food, it's got all types of food. And as soon as that clock comes to the time where they have to break the fast, he would jump in, dig in. Whew. Cook. And it doesn't stop. So no wonder why when he comes to the prayer, no space for breathing. No space. Just like the friend of mine, Sheikh Da'ya. He said he was next to me, this guy. Then suddenly he fell on his face. Boom! He couldn't hold himself. More than the limit. Prophet of Allah, he said, if you like, enough for you, enough morsel, just enough for you to survive, few morsels. Luqaymat. Luqaymat, tasghir luqma. In Arabic we have a word and we have the miniature of that word, to minimize that word. Luqma is a big morsel. Luqaymat is a small one. Few morsels, enough to survive. But if you are really love the food, mashallah, nice curry, nice whatever, you love it, you like to dig in. Then 1/3 your food. 1/3 for your drink. 1/3 for your breath. I don't know how many I explained to you. How can I measure my third? Am I going to go to the doctor? Doctor, please, can you just measure how much is my stomach? So I'm going to get 1/3 for my stomach, for my food, 1/3 for my water, 1/3 for my breath. How can I measure the third? You ask yourself. The third is to stop where you're able to eat more. That's the third. When you drink, to stop where you're able to drink more. That's the third. You're able to eat more. That means there's a space left. You're able to drink more. There's a space left. So when you breathe, you take a breath. And that is why the Qur'an, when they want to recite, they don't like to eat after they break the fast. They want to be what? Just about food, just a little bit. But after the Taraweeh, they might eat as much as they want. Even sahur, have concrete if you want. Nice, solid food, and settle down for the whole of the day. But before the qira'ah, he wants to have about a long breath when he recites. So if he eats a lot, he will be short breath, and his ayat will be comfortable to recite the Quran. So a person who lives to see the month of Ramadan, yet he does not secure himself place in paradise, a sin expiation, is a loser. He had missed the blessings of Allah. Third one. A person whom your name, Messenger of Allah, be mentioned, and yet he does not pass salutation upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah distance him away. May his nose be smeared in dust. What a loser he is. The Prophet whom you claim that you love, when his name is mentioned the first time, you say what? Or Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidun Majid. That's the longer version of passing salutation upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So now we understand that it is recommended, it is compulsory first time, and after that, every time it's sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you say it, but it is recommended, it's not compulsory. So the person who does not pass salutation upon the Prophet of Allah, then definitely, regardless of what his name is, Muhammad, or Abdullah, or Fatima, or Aisha, he hasn't got the same love as other people who every time they hear the Messenger of Allah's name, they would say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After this introduction, and this hadith, that tells us the people's categorization regarding the month of Ramadan is of 3 categories. Those 3 categories, you could categorize them as even more. But the categories are 3, the main ones. Number 1, al-fa'izun, the winners. Second one, al-khasirun, the losers. Third one, al-fajirun, the evildoers. The ones who are the fa'izun, the ones who are having taqwa, the one who reaped the fruit, the real fruit of fasting of Ramadan, and that is the taqwa of Allah. Those are the ones who had reaped the taqwa, so the taqwa had increased, Those are the ones who had successfully, and they were having the supreme success because they have made the fast according to what the Prophet of Allah told them to do. So they hastened the breaking of the fast. They delayed the sahur until the last moment. They have actually indulged themselves into Quran recitation. They have also indulged themselves into the ibadah of the night prayers, Taraweeh. Also, when they fast, they were not just fasting from the food and the drink and the intercourse, but they were fasting from the haram, fasting from everything that would lead to scratch their fast. So they have kept away from the spiritual invalidators as much as they were keen to keep away from the materialistic invalidators. They are keen to make sure there's no food, no drink, nothing goes inside them now. Even they would ask, I've swallowed a piece of paper, does not break that fast? MashaAllah, is keen to make sure nothing will break his fast. But that is materialistic. But the person who is successful and the person who is champion amongst us is the one who is caring about his spiritual practice. The one who makes sure that there will nothing scratch his fast. From the line, from the tongue, from all of those things. So, this is the person when he comes now to make munajah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he knows what to say. Some people now in the night's prayer, and when they are making the dua, they don't know what to say. Because their heart is not open. When they hear the verses, nothing happens to their eyes. See, the eyes will not shed tears out of the fear of Allah unless your heart became responsive. What is being responsive? As soon as the ayah lands on it, straight away, for sure. That is why the companions, they will say, Abu Bakr, whenever he leads the people, he leads them wholeheartedly, that he cries. And that is why the kuffar, time of Mecca, it's the face of Mecca, they, when Abu Hurairah made migration and left, and was met, before he went to Abyssinia, by a person called Sayyid al-Qam, the chief, the head of this tribe, well-known tribe in Saudi Arabia, called Al-Qam. So where are you living? Well, I can't worship my God, my Lord, in that land. Your person should not be driven away from the land, for you are a person who entertain the guest, you are a person who help the weak, a person who as well good to the poor people, you are a person who is always helping to give the persons who are under oppression his justice. Exactly the same description that Khadija gave to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I've got the same characteristics. Go back and I'll give you protection. You do whatever you like. So he went back. So he went to the people of Quraysh. He said, Abu Bakr, Sayyid, Master, how can you make him to go and leave his land? I will give him protection. He said, well, we don't want anything from him. That if he wants to do his ibadah and his prayer, he does it inside his own four walls. Not to come out. Why did they say that? He didn't say to him, for example, we don't want him to knock on every door and then give him leaflets for dawah. He doesn't do that. We don't want him to pray outside. Pray inside, no problem. Stay in the land, nobody's going to touch it. So why they wanted to say this? Listen, that's why I said to you, there's a difference between the recitation of a person's heart and a person recites just to purpose people to say, Allah, 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 shake their heads. They come for entertainment. Allah, 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 Allah. And all of them are on the dope, on drugs. They don't know what they say. They're just hearing music. And that person, with no beard, who's reciting the Quran, nothing lands in the heart. So Abu Bakr started to recite inside his house. Then he said, not really. So he thought, it's not hot, it's hot, a bit hot. So he recites still in the house, but outside the four walls, where in his courtyard, hush, outside, within his house. But now his recitation can be heard. So when he recites now, he's leading his prayer, he's leading his salah. The kuffar wives and the children start going on top of the fences just to hear what? The recitation of Abu Bakr. He's not making da'wah to them. It's the way that he recites. That Quran comes from a person who's reading it wholeheartedly. That is why it will play with your heart. You must have seen, some of you, that Spanish old man who was in one of these Muslim shops. And there was a recitation of Quran being delivered through a Bluetooth speaker. Have you seen it, Simba? You should see it. Even the heart of Simba will be softened. Simba is in line, not your heart. The heart of Simba, Simba is a lion, not the Simba in him, mashallah. So that heart of that man who doesn't understand a word of Arabic, he came to that speaker, which is a Bluetooth speaker, and he's onto it. Old man. So this brother Arab, whatever he is, captured his mobile, he started filming it. And then he asked him the Spanish language, and I know some Spanish myself. Why are you listening? He said, this thing is playing with my heart. He doesn't understand a word. Now this guy's an old man. He passed through his youth when he was in the disco, jumping up and down and all of that. None of that moved his heart. So all of it just, blasting his ears, deafening him. This thing, he said, my heart. And he's almost in tears. He's crying. Kafir man. Doesn't understand anything about Islam. Doesn't understand even the Arabic word. That Quran made something to him. That is why the kuffar, what did they do to the Prophet of Allah when he recites the Quran? They put their fingers into their ears. وَاسْتَغْشَوْا ثِيَابَهُمْ. And they put they're hooded on top of it. They don't want to see. Because they know it's effective. They can't do anything. So powerful. أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدْرَكَ. The best word to say to the Quran, it makes inshirah. It opens your heart, whether you like it or not. So as soon as you hear it, so that is why the da'wah struck them. So the kuffar were worried now. They brought the chief of the qara. We told him. We accept him to stay as long as he reads inside his house, but not to read outside in the courtyard. So Sayyid al-Qara, he went to Abu Bakr. He says to him, verily, we had an agreement to recite inside the house of yours and make your prayer there. If you keep doing this, then you have to return back my protection which I've given to you. So he said, well, I return your protection and I accept the protection of Allah the Almighty. Look how confident this person in Allah is. Wholeheartedly saying that, no, take your protection. I'm not really worried. I've got the protector, the real one, Allah the Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those are the winners, are the ones when they recite the Quran, and their heart, وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ. What's wajilat means? Trembled, shaken, scared. Allah ibn Umar, when he reads وَيْلُ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ, he cannot pass the ayah. يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. He cannot continue after that. He starts crying and he falls on the floor straight away. Brother, who is a relative of mine, came to me and he said, in the haram, the Imam is reciting the Taraweeh. The Imam is making real khushu'. And one person on my right, he's crying. And one person on my left, he's crying. And I'm not crying. I want to cry like them. So I said, well, I don't have the pill to give it to you that will hold it to cry. I can't just go to the chemist, go and get such and such tablet to make you cry. Because the heart is the one that is something wrong with it. If your heart was so tender, those ayat straight away will make you sit. They will go down. لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about the Quran. If it's really exposed to the mountains, it will go down, collapses. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. We have sent upon you heavy sayings. Heavy. Heavy. It's heavy in the heart. Heavy. It makes you go down. That's why the Prophet of Allah used to sweat while it's freezing cold. Right. These are the winners, are the ones who came to the Taraweeh and they're not moaning. Like these people, they come to the evil films, watch nakedness from the morning and the evening. They don't get bored. They don't get bored. When he comes after the Imam, if he's 2 minutes late, brother, you are past the time allocated for you, 2 minutes. Complaining. 2 minutes. It doesn't matter about an hour watching a stupid film of his or pornography or whatever. It doesn't matter for him. But when it comes to the deen, he's moaning. He's not a winner. Muttaqoon, they don't really get bored from the deen. Always with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even when they're doing something which is halal and they love it, they are rewarded. When they approach their wives, they are rewarded. When they eat their food in their iftar, they are rewarded. They love doing this. They're happy. You eat mashallah, whatever. Happy. But you are rewarded as well with this happiness of yours. When you approach your wife in marital relation, you're happy. But you're rewarded with that as well. SubhanAllah. Those are the winners. Second category, the losers. The losers are the ones who spend the month of Ramadan sleeping. They fast, abstain from food and drink. Definitely. But in terms of prayer, they hardly come to the prayer. If they come, 2 rak'at tarawih and they go home. Either they don't show up for Maghrib, Jama'ah, nor they show up for Fajr, Jama'ah. They only show up for 2 rak'at. They get bored. Some of them really don't come to the prayer at all. Some of them they say sleep until sunset. Mother wake them up, food, has the food, then onto the quiz program, TV program, keeps all night, qiyam of TV. It's qiyam Ramadan, it's qiyam TV, 2 different qiyam. Qiyam TV all till the Fajr, and then he knocks himself down until following day. What a fast! Is this a fast? It is a fast. Those are, we call them the Ramadanis. Those Ramadanis. Ramadanis mean he only worships Allah in Ramadan. He only knows the Quran in Ramadan. He only starts to pray in Ramadan. She only puts her hijab only in Ramadan. That's it. And that is why one of the great scholars called Imam Shibli, he was asked, which is better to worship Allah in the month of Sha'ban or the month of Ramadan? 2 good months. He said, don't be Rajabi, don't be Sha'bani, be Rabbani. And he's worshipping Allah not just in 2 months. Don't be Rajabi, don't be Sha'bani. And we say don't be Ramadani. But lots of people are Ramadani. Some people, you see them in Salat al-Eid. Never seen them in your life, in the masjid. Never ever. I never thought you were a Muslim. Never. You've never seen him. So this is a person, he's not going to be happy with Salat al-Eid. That's why he's not dressed up as smart as he should be when he goes to have an interview for the first time to get a job. Very smart. But with his interview with the Lord Almighty, he doesn't care. The interview of his Lord Almighty doesn't care. He doesn't show. Maybe he wakes up, maybe he doesn't wake up. So those are the ones who fast the Ramadan. That's not the one key to come to Salat al-Eid. Be happy, showing the best of clothes of theirs, and be happy and showing everybody Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The deen. If you want to know how civilized a society is, see how do they act in their day of celebration. Do they come with showing their gratitude to Allah Azza wa Jal, expressing their gratitude to the Almighty Azza wa Jal, coming on La ilaha illallah, praying? Or is it their celebration is on the booze? Following night, the following day with a black eye. What a nice night last night. Look at the people, how do they behave in their celebration day? Then you know how civilized they are. So when we have our Eid day, there's no emergency there. You know, the police are not worried. Especially the ambulances, they're not worried. But when you have festivals like Christmas or Easter or whatever, look at the hospitals. Don't get ill on Christmas Day. Don't get ill in the New, especially the New Year's Eve. But everybody get drunk, smack each other. That's the fun of it. Hit each other, and you know, I go to the petrol station, fill up my petrol there. This guy had a big black eye. Subhanallah, serving. Somebody said he had a nice night last night. Then, less than a week ago, I'm coming 1 o'clock after the Taraweeh to go and fill up my car from the petrol station. Normally the brother, who's inside, they will open the shop. 24 hours, they open. But if they see somebody dodging, they don't open. Regardless, you or him, they don't open. So I can see it's not opening it because there are two guys who are drunk. One is completely drunk, and the other one is not, just about. He's about to say some words. The one who's completely drunk, Jazakallahu khairan for putting the sound out there. I've been begging. Alhamdulillah. Allah yujzika al-khair ya Suhaib. Can you just teach Simba to do that? Teach only with some people, is it? I'll make you a cup. I've been swallowing this microphone.
I can see that I was very
I almost injured it.
You were struggling with those things.
Right. So I saw this other person who was really drunk. His eye almost came out. And he's bleeding on the floor. A lot of blood. And he's doing nothing, just standing up and bleeding. Because he doesn't know, he can't feel it now. And his eye's bleeding. Not even calling an ambulance. I was going to say anything, he was like, no, don't say anything. And the brother came, he was a taxi driver. Taxi drivers, mashallah, 24 hours 7. He said, I saw that guy fell on his face. So I had a bite, and fell on his face. They don't know what to do. This is not civilized people. Civilized person, when he comes out after Ramadan, he's now ready to receive his medals. You know the medals for promotions? From Allah Azza wa Jalla, your medals. That means Allah has accepted your Ramadan. Come to Eid, come to the Salah, happy with your Ramadan. That's what it is. And Allah said, this is your reward. Ramadan is accepted. But those people who are just Ramadanis, pray in Ramadan only, we tell them, Allah says in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا. Shall we inform you of them? Ones who are losing their deeds, the losers. الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. The ones whom their deeds were in vain in this dunya. وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا. And they believe that they were doing well. They were not. Those are the losers. Third category. Third category is the evildoers. The ones who do not know Ramadan, from Sha'ban, they don't fast, they only hold the name Abdullah, Muhammad, Khan, whatever, Muslim name. Yet, they never opened the Quran. Maybe they never prayed. They don't know anything about Ramadan. And they break their fast and they don't have even shame upon themselves to break the fast openly. And I met some of them. And those people I feel pity. SubhanAllah. Muslim. His color says Muslim. His name says he's a Muslim. His passport says he's a Muslim. Everything says he's a Muslim. Apart from his actions. So this story I'm narrating it to you just to see. We're not saying takfir upon these people. It's still got some smell of Islam to them. This guy, he had a girlfriend for a long time. And he married her through the registrar department. He doesn't mind even marrying her in the church. Well, the registry, he married her. So now he wants to bring his girlfriend, she became a wife, to his family. Father and the mother, but they belong to this Eastern sort of flavor. Without mentioning the country, I don't want to be annoying some people, upsetting people. So then to bring it inside. So this, they wanted to make the nikah Islamically. So that smell of Islam, they wanted to make it Islamically. So they told the Imam told me, he said, well, we don't really make nikah for these people unless she is becoming a Muslim and he repents to Allah. Because they were fornicators and they made a piece of paper in the registrar department. It doesn't do anything. Fornicator only marries a fornicator. والزانية لا ينكحها إلا زان. The girl embraced Islam. Inshallah, she will be good Islam. Inshallah. So I said, okay, she's embraced Islam. Maybe she will try to pull this so-called Muslim by name with deen. So I said to them, bring. Let me grill them. So they came. On a particular day, on Sunday it was actually last Sunday. Last Ahad, I should say. And after the two of them, they brought the father and the mother and the others. And they go wedding here. I said to them, no, we're not really prepared to make a wedding. And nikah, we want to test and grill. But let me just see. Put them upstairs. The first he looks Muslim. And his father is with him. And the mother and the women left him downstairs until we talked to them. And the girl, I did not even look at her. But I could see that she's got something like a hijab, something on top of her head. I don't know. So I said, my dear, you know, why do you want to make a nikah in Islam? He says, well, and then his father took over. Yeah, well, you know, we want to make it Islamically and everything. I said, what's the point? How long have you been coming out with it? He said, 8 years. 8 years. So after 8 years, he wanted to book the piece of paper. I said to the girl, are you a Muslim? She said to me, yes. How long have you been Muslim? She said, about a week. Well, I'm pretty sure you're going to be more Muslim than him. Inshallah. And you're going to pull him from his ear, inshallah, to start to make his prayer, because I'm sure he does not pray. Do you pray? She said, no, he doesn't pray. Are you fasting today? I was talking to him in the afternoon. He looked at me and he said, then I thought, it must be the family as well. So I must be as well. Your father is fasting. While he's looking at me. When he says, I'm on medication. Okay, on medication, accept that. Right, I repented to Allah. Yes. You're going to be fasting from tomorrow? Yes. You're going to be praying today? Yes. After I said, okay, bring me the papers. Bring the woman from downstairs. They came down upstairs to make the nikah. So I said now, as well, he's a brother-in-law who is married to his sister, mashallah, we want 2 witnesses. The imam is with me, it's going to be her wali, because she has no Muslim guardian. So that imam became her wali, so he's the one who's going to offer her hand in marriage to this man. So I said we need 2 witnesses. And the 2 witnesses has to be just witnesses, meaning people who pray 5 daily prayers. So the brother with the email, put your name, so you can tell him, inshallah. I'm looking at the father again. You pray. Yeah. I said, uncle, if you don't pray, you are invalidating the marriage of your son. Has to be a witness who prays. For I put your name. Yeah. The imam, he speaks the same language, Urdu. So he talks to me in Arabic, he speaks Arabic. He says to me in Arabic, please. So I talked to the uncle outside. I said to him, Allah, you pray? He says, no. I said, no wonder why your son is not praying. No wonder your son is not really fasting. You are the one who's going to bear the consequences. Come on. You are getting really old, close to the grave. You're not praying until now. Inshallah. Okay. So we went inside, removed his name, and I put my name as a witness. So I was the one performing the nikah and a witness at the same time. Put it there. And then I gave him a word of admonition, and they left. I'm just saying to you how these people, they don't know anything about Ramadan. And I told them the story of the people who are going to be punished because they don't fast for no legitimate reason. The hadith where the Prophet ﷺ, he said, I have seen a vision through which two angels came and took hold of my two arms, and they brought me to a mountain. They said to me, climb. I said, the vision. I said, I can't. They said, we'll make it easy for you. So they might be lifted him up, Prophet of Allah, carried him with his wings and with their wings. Or they done something, but he said, I was in the summit of the mountains. Mountain, big mountain. I was in the summit of the mountain. I heard howling, noises, people crying, torture. What is this? They said, those are the ones, or the sound of the people who have been tortured in the hellfire. Prophet of Allah started passing by those people who are being tortured in the hellfire, being punished. He saw something which is, what to ask, people being hooked. People are being hooked by their, what do you call this? What is it? What do you call that? Hamstring? No, it's not hamstring. What do you call it? That? Achilles? Loud, I can't hear you. Achilles?
Tendon, no, this is
Achilles heel.
Tendon.
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 Yeah, Achilles tendon.
Achilles tendon. Right, thank you very much for that. They've been hooked from their Achilles tendons. Upside down. You know when you, I don't know if you know how to skin a sheep. That exactly like in a skin a sheep. When you slaughter the sheep, skin it, hang it like that from there to that. Because it's how powerful. The rope, when they start, taking the skin out, just like you're taking the trousers off. It's powerful. Skin it off. So they were hanging like this, and their cheeks were torn off. Blood is dripping from their cheeks. Who are these? Prophet was asking. Those are the ones from your ummah who do not fast out of no legitimate reason. That's their punishment. They hang like this and your cheeks cut because they were eating it. And the blood is coming out. What a horrible, terrifying scene. Those are the Fajr. Now, this comes a closing down chapter for this three categories of those people. But I would like to address you regarding the matter of Qadr, because I'm not going to be seeing you in the month of Ramadan. That's it, last session. So I'll tell you that you are at the moment the best of the nights, like the best of the days on the first 10 days of the Hijjah, the best of the nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan, without any doubt. The best of the days, different from the best of the nights. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He creates the creation, He made something better than something. Like He made Muhammad to be the best of all mankind. And He made Jibreel to be the best of all angels. Mecca to be the best of all places. And also He made the month of Ramadan to be the best of all months. He made the day of Jumu'ah the best of all days. He made the days, the first 10 days of the Hijjah, they are coming very soon, to be the best of all days. And He made the last 10 nights of Ramadan to be the best of all nights. So the nights that indicated the beginning of the 10 nights is the night that was before Jumu'ah. With Jumu'ah, is Jumu'ah? The night before Jumu'ah, the night after Al-Khamis, that was indicating the first night, which is the 21st night of Ramadan, indicate the beginning of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. You will have minimum of 10 nights, a possible of 11 nights. 10 nights if Ramadan is 29 days. And 11 nights if Ramadan is what? 30 days. Do you understand that? So even the last night which you don't do Taraweeh in it is from the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Do you understand that? The last night. So if, for example, Eid is going to be Sunday, Al-Ahad, sorry. So that means Ramadan will be 29 days. You're going to have 10 nights. Because the night preceding the Ahad, even though you don't do Taraweeh, but still is from the nights of those Qadr. And if Eid is on Al-Ithnain, Monday, then you're going to have 11 nights. And you're going to have another night of Taraweeh before Al-Ahad, but you're not going to have a night of Taraweeh before Monday, or Ithnain. 11 nights. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to make i'tikaf in the beginning of Ramadan, believing that the night of Al-Qadr is in that 10 nights. Then he shifted his i'tikaf to the middle 10 nights, believing that the night of Al-Qadr was there. Then he's been told that the night of Al-Qadr is in the last 10 nights. And that is why after that, he kept making i'tikaf only in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Not the beginning, not the middle. This night of Al-Qadr that the Prophet of Allah is seeking, he knew about it from a vision. He saw it in a vision. But exactly when in the last 10 nights, he was told that he was made to be forgotten. He was made to forget. And the reason why is because of two people from the Muslims. They were in quarrel, in dispute. So the Prophet said, I was about to tell you that but two people have disputed with each other, and Allah made it hidden from us. But seek it in the last 10 nights, and inshallah it will be good for you. Why is it good for you? Because if you do it one night, you do one night and then you do nothing. So if you know doing the 10 nights, it will be better. Now, there is a reason why Allah made it in the last 10 nights. And that reason is to train you. When you come into Ramadan, you just left your bad habits and you're coming to Ibadah. So it's a training session. So the first 10 nights of Ramadan, the training. Second one, now you are into the Ibadah, into gear, mashallah, and far away from the sins. So you prepare in the second 10 nights. So the third night, you are, mashallah, into your ultimate Ibadah. So you're ready to receive the night of Allah. That's why Allah made it for you in the last 10 nights. So that your Ibadah will become more at the end. You know that. As soon as Ramadan starts, people come to the Ibadah straight away. And then they will go down. So imagine that the night of Al-Qadr came at the beginning. And then, there's nothing to bring them back to the Ibadah at the end because they have the night of Al-Qadr at the beginning. So in the Ramadan you find, mashallah, masjid is full. Suddenly, 3-4 days after that, half. Right. This night of Al-Qadr, the greatest thing about it is that the revelation was mixing with the earth. That's the greatest thing about it. The revelation was mixing with the earth. Fulfilling. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, أنزلت صحف إبراهيم اليوم الأول من رمضان. The scrolls of Ibrahim عليه السلام, they were revealed on the first day of Ramadan. وأنزلت التوراة لست مضين من رمضان. That the Torah, the book of the Jews, was revealed after 6 days had passed from Allah. وأنزل الإنجيل, and the Bible was revealed لثلاثة عشر مضت من رمضان. After 13 days had passed from Ramadan. وأنزلت الزبور, زبور is Psalm, called the Psalms, على داود عليه السلام لثمانية عشر خلت من رمضان. After 18 days passed from Ramadan. وأنزل القرآن ل24 مضت من رمضان. After 24 days passed from Ramadan. Let's see. Sulaiman, when is that Zabur was revealed? Zabur, think. Maybe you were a bit sleepy. Anybody would like to tell me the Zabur when was it revealed? 80 the Zabur. The Torah. Put your one question, one answer. 6. MashaAllah, you're listening. Okay, the Injil. Put your finger off your own. Injil. 13. Very good. And Suhaib Ibrahim? First. And Quran? So which night? 25th night. The revelation is in 2 ways. First phase, from the preserved tablet to the Bayt al-Izzah, house of might in the nearest heaven. From the 7th heaven, above the 7th heaven, preserved tablet with the Quran in full. Went in full, all the way down to the Bayt al-Izzah. That's in the night of Al-Qadr, 25th of Ramadan. Also, from there, Jibreel salam take portion of this Quran according to the occasions to the Prophet ﷺ in a period of 23 years. The first 5 verses of Surah Al-Alaq, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق, was revealed on the 25th of Ramadan. That is why it is the greatest of all nights, the night where the revelation mixed with the what? With the earth. When Abu Bakr and Umar went to Ayman, the one who used to foster the Prophet of Allah, Ayman, Hadiratu Rasulillah. She used to look after him when he was a baby. Hadiratu Rasulillah, like Halima al-Sa'diyya. Ayman, when they came to pay a visit after the death of the Prophet of Allah, she started crying so much that Abu Bakr and Umar started crying along with her. And they said to Ayman, why are you crying and make us cry? Don't you believe that whatever the Prophet of Allah is in at the moment better than it was for him? She said, I know I'm not crying for that. I know in the Prophet of Allah is in a better place than he was when he was here. But I'm crying because the revelation had stopped. That mixing of the revelation with the earth. The night of Al-Qadr, I am missing that. That it is. And that is why, just like Allah specified this ummah with Jumu'ah, not the Jumu'ah of yours is here, no, the Jumu'ah, the day of Jumu'ah, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specified this ummah with the day of Jumu'ah, the Christians and the Jews, they were misled. Each one had a different day. Christian had Al-Ahad, Sunday. Jews had what? Saturday, Sabbath. And Allah brought us afterwards, and He guided us to the Jumu'ah. Allah specified this ummah with Jumu'ah and specified them also with the night of Al-Qadr. None of the other prophets that knew that the night of Al-Qadr, it is at the end, the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Even the Prophet of Allah at the beginning of his life, he thought it was what? In the beginning of Ramadan. Then later on in the middle. Then later on at the end. So this ummah is being specified, designated, being appointed, just like with the appointed with the day of Jumu'ah, being appointed with also the night of Al-Qadr. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr. Verily we have revealed it, the Quran, in the night of Al-Qadr. They call it in English the night of power. Wallahi, it is the night of power. The night of Al-Qadr. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. Surah, just called Surah Al-Qadr. What makes you know the night of Al-Qadr? Laylatul Qadr khayru min alfi shahr. It is better than 1,000 months. Imagine 1,000 months of what? Playing station? What? 1,000 months of what? Watching films? 1 month of ibadah. Better than 1 month, 1,000 months of ibadah. That night on its own. As long as you have been making qiyam in that night, making ibadah in that night. A person, he may be coming to the night prayer, but yet he will not gain the night of Al-Qadr. Not everybody will be given the night of Al-Qadr. A person, he will be praying Salat al-Taraweeh, and a person is staying at home, but he couldn't come to the Taraweeh for different reasons. He couldn't even fast the day because of his physical need. He will get the night of Al-Qadr when you don't get the night of Al-Qadr. There's lots of things to be done the night of Al-Qadr. It's not simply just to stay awake. No. Praying the Maghrib in Jama'ah is part of the night of Al-Qadr, because the night starts from Maghrib. Praying the Fajr in Jama'ah is part of the night of Al-Qadr, because you are praying the Jama'ah at the end of the night of Al-Qadr. So the night of Al-Qadr starts from Maghrib, goes all the way to what? The Fajr. So when you pray the Jama'ah in Maghrib, if you missed it, like in the Imam Ibn Sirin, he said, you have missed part of the night of Al-Qadr. So what we see now, how many rows do we have Sulaimaniyah for Maghrib prayer? Maybe there's iftar, of course, lots of people coming with food. But there's no iftar, how many people turn up? Then you come to the Isha. MashaAllah, what are they? The Maghrib, lots of people for Isha Tarawih. Some of them they come because they want Tarawih, some of them they come they want to digest the food, some of them they come because they're scared that somebody's going to say, I haven't seen you last night, brother, at the Tarawih. Because I haven't seen in my registry, got a registry there. Recorded. Wallahi, people, they come because they want people to see them. They haven't seen by other people, they're scared. Wallah. And he goes to the same masjid, he comes to the same spot so he can be seen from everybody. Okay? He's not coming for the Tarawih. There's something wrong with the heart. Then you come to the Fajr. Why are these people came for the Tarawih? Why have they disappeared? What happened? Oh, sleeping. So what is this? It tells you that Night of Al-Qadr consists of Maghrib, Isha, Qiyam and Fajr. That's the night of Al-Qadr. Maghrib, Isha, Qiyam and Fajr. And as I said, a person whom his sins had blocked him to make munajah with Rabbi, he doesn't know what to say to his Lord. Oh Lord, help me. He doesn't know what to say. There's no ear, tears, there's nothing. There's not even, there's not the love when you talk to Allah. You know, there's a love. Allah only knows that the person who's making munajah is love. Something that makes him so happy. To the world. Sweetness in his heart. He's talking to his Lord, is mighty. Prophet ﷺ, he said, عَيْنَانِ لَا تَمَسَّهُمَا. Two people, they will never ever be touched by the flame of the fire. عَيْنٌ بَاتَتْ تَحْرِسُ فِي سَبِيلِ. Person who was on guard, on watch in the army, so the Muslim will not be attacked. وَعَيْنٌ بَكَتْ مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. And a person on his eye was shedding tears. And then, well, why? Because of khashiyah. As soon as Allah comes in, he is in. SubhanAllah. That's the person. Not the person who just put some tears here on the camera. You start watching, crying. Some tears on the camera. When I was a kid, I had two women. They were talking to each other. And there was a death in such and such family. So one of the women, the old one, she said to the old one, and I'm listening, I was a kid, I can't forget that. She said, let's go to such and such tribe. Because they have a person who died. Let's shed some tears and come back. Wallahi, I can't forget these words. And they were laughing at each other, let's just go and shed some tears. I thought I tap in their eyes. Open, some tears. Open, close that. Come back, tell us. Now they are participating in the grief and the sorrow. Allah. So there are people who put some tears for the camera. So that it's between you and your Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala. ذكر الله خاليا ففاضت عينه. This is the person who will have a shade. There will be no shade except for the shade that Allah will provide. The person who mentions Allah on his own, and his eyes are well up. Christ. That's the person. You will get it, inshallah. The night of Al-Qadr, there's a science for it. Signs are during the night itself. It's a night which is not hot, not cold. Pleasant. Not that everybody likes it. And this is relevant to the situation and the place where you are in. So if you are in Alaska and your Ramadan is in the winter, the night of Al-Qadr is going to come into the very extreme cold. But for Alaska people, minus 50 is cold, minus 10 is very warm. Do you understand that? For the people who are in England, minus 10 is freezing. 10 degrees is good. 10 degrees is freezing for Saudi Arabians. 20 is nice. Do you understand that? So it's relevant to the people. What do they call it, nice or not nice? For us, for example, today is hot. Saudi Arabia, Marshall, it's cold. 30 degrees, 32. It's very nice. That's what you get during the night. During the day you get what? 45. During the day, 50. Even, I'm sure that the temperature scale has been made not to go above the 50. Because if it goes above the 50, the workers are not allowed to work. Nobody will work in Saudi Arabia. It goes to 57, to 60. Iran got 62. If you get to 75, you'll die. Can't take it for a long time. Subhanallah. Allahumma a'idna min adhab jahannam. The second sign is after it. So the one sign is within the night, and the second sign after that night. And that is the sign on the following day, where the sun rises up feeble, there's no rays. كأنها طس, like a brass dish. لا شعاع لها. There's no rays. Why there's no rays? Because تنزل الملائكة والروح. The amount of angels, the number of angels they descend on the night of Al-Qadr, they're blocking the rays of the sun. Subhanallah. You can't see the rays. You can't see angels. You can't see the rays. That's one of the signs. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر. That's the night of Al-Qadr. Every night. The night of Al-Qadr, and it happens to be one night in the last 10 months. And it could be any of the 10 months, whether it's even or odd. Yes, Prophet said, seek it in the odd. But the odd could be even and it could be odd. How? Because some of the companions measure the odd from the beginning of Ramadan, which is like our odd, 21st, 23rd, 25th. Some of the companions measure the odd from what? From the end. In the end of Ramadan it could be 30, it could be what? 29. If it is 30, then the 21, 21. But if it's 29, the 21 becomes 20. And the 22 becomes 21. 23 becomes 22. That is why we don't know what is the odd. Could be odd, could be even. It's odd, but we don't know what is the odd. Also, at the beginning of Ramadan, Prophet ﷺ, he said, sight the moon on the 29th night of Sha'ban. So tomorrow it's either the 30th of Sha'ban or the 1st of. فَإِنْ غُمَّ عَلَيْكُمْ. If you had a cloud to obscure it, then tomorrow is going what? The 30th of Sha'ban. Yes, so we start Ramadan the following day, but it could be that the moon was there, but we couldn't see it. So the even becomes odd and the odd becomes even, if you understand. So Shar'an, religiously, we, mashallah, in Ramadan, according to the signing. But in terms of the reality of it with Allah, and that is why we seek it in the last 10 months. But if the person is so busy, they can't do all of them, then we will say to him, do the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th. He's a bit more busy yesterday, man. Then you could skip the 21st or 23rd, 25th, 27th. A bit more busy, Muhammad, Ya Simba. A bit more busy because the 25th, 27th, 29th. He's a taxi driver, Ya Simba, 24/7. Then don't miss the 27th. 27th of Ramadan, there is emphasis on it, but it doesn't mean it's the night of Al-Qadr. And this night could be the same the following year, it could be different. So it happens to be the 27th this year, it could be the 25th, 29th, 28th, the following. So, mutanakila. After this, alhamdulillah, mentioning to you the night of Al-Qadr, what do I say and what do I do? In the nights of Al-Qadr, all of those nights, the last 10 nights, first of all, I do the prayer. Maghrib, Fajr, Isha in Jama'ah, and also the Qiyam. Number 2, the dua. What is the dua? Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Keep repeating that dua, akhi, and don't be tired of that dua. What is Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa? Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. What does that mean? Tell me the translation. Okay, Allah, you are the pardon, so you love to pardon, so pardon me. So everybody thinks about the sins. Listen, you're wrong. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni means 3 things. Afwun fil abdan, wa afwun fil adyan, wa afwun min ad-dayyan. Listen, afwun fil abdan. Fil abdan, when you have afu, that means you have cure, no illness. So when your body is cured, there's afu. Number 1. Number 2, afu fil adyan. You're asking Allah Azza wa Jal to fix your ibadah, to accept your deeds, get you closer to Allah, make you ready for the akhirah. That's afu fil adyan. Wa afu min ad-dayyan. This is what the people they know. Forgiveness. Oh Lord, pardon me. Don't write upon me the sin. And if I sin, don't punish me. That's 3 things. يسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل عفو. عفو. They ask you, what should they spend? Spend afu. What is afu? The extra money. That's called afu. So you're asking for the extra, the surplus in everything. Surplus of the barakah, surplus of the money, surplus of the deen. That's afu. So Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. The most equivalent dua to this dua is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. But this is not specified for the night of Al-Qadr. In the night of Al-Qadr, اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم إني أعوذ برضاك من سخطك ومن معافاتك من عقوبتك وأعوذ بك منك لا أحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. And so prayer, dua, Quran, recitation of the Quran. So the prayer, we said, Fajr, Maghrib, Isha, and Tarawih. And he who prays with the Imam until he finishes his witr, it's like he prayed the whole of it. The dua, the Quran's recitation, the fast. The people could fast it as well, part of it. So you're fasting during the day, the fast. And number 5, which is learning your deen. That's an ibadah as well. What you're doing now is learning your deen. That's an ibadah as well. In the night of Al-Qadr, there's no problem to have a chit-chat about the deen. What you want to learn, what you're supposed to know, what you're supposed to keep away from. This as well from deen. So, after this, alhamdulillah, now we know what to do and what to say in the night of Al-Qadr. And from the best thing as well, to make i'tikaf. So that's another thing that you make i'tikaf during the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Is your prayer 6 o'clock, yeah? In these 2 minutes, I'm not going to be able to summarize the rules of i'tikaf, but I would like to say to you that i'tikaf is called seclusion. And it means you isolate yourself from the dunya, set yourself, divorce the dunya, and you come to the akhirah. You come to the deen. But it doesn't mean you bring your dunya inside the masjid. So many people, something come to i'tikaf, say, I want to keep away from the children so I can do my work. That's not i'tikaf. So the best of the i'tikaf is to divorce your mobiles, actually. Your mobiles is going to keep playing with them, WhatsApping and everything. Keep it away. You don't want mobiles, nothing. Laptops, not connected to internet, not to work. For example, interpretation of the Quran and all of that, yes, no problem. Don't bring the dunya inside the masjid. It's not i'tikaf. I'tikaf is not just to do with sleeping. You could sleep. But it's not to do with, I've got air conditioning here. You could do i'tikaf because in the house there's no air conditioning. So every person he knows what is i'tikaf for. The i'tikaf is more of the person is like, I want to divorce the dunya. I want to live with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, this i'tikaf, it will be invalidated by the following. If you go out without any reason, go and sell and buy, i'tikaf is finished. If you make intercourse while you're making i'tikaf, it's finished. Prophet ﷺ, whenever the last 10 days would start, شَدَّ مِنْزَرَهُ وَأَيْقَظَ أَهْلَهُ وَأَحْيَا لَيْلَهُ. 3 things would happen. شَدَّ مِنْزَرَهُ, he would tighten his strap waist. What does that mean, tighten? That means he will not open, he will not touch women. That's immune intercourse. It doesn't mean that your wife speaking to you, I can't speak to you the last 10 months. No. You speak to everyone. There's no problem to touch her, but not into intercourse. So shadda mizar. Even the Prophet of Allah, he was in his seclusion, i'tikaf. Safiya, she paid him a visit while he was in the i'tikaf in the last 10 months. وَأَيْقَظَ أَهْلَهُ, he will make sure that his family is as well with him to come to the Taraweeh and all of that. وَأَحْيَا لَيْلَهُ, he will make sure that his night is filled with ibadah. It doesn't mean I have to stay awake. أَحْيَا لَيْلَهُ. So the women are allowed to make i'tikaf as long as there is no mixing up and there is no mafsada. Mafsada, corruption. The i'tikaf will be invalidated, as we said, by going out without reason. But if there is a reason, like for example, I hold a shower, there is no shower facility in this masjid, I will go to the masjid, to my house, there's nobody to bring me food, I will buy my food and come back, no problem. Answer the call of nature, there's no toilets here, I go to my house, yes. But if there is, a doctor, the doctor can come to you here, go to the physician. But you have to straight away come to what? To the i'tikaf. Finally, the place of i'tikaf, well, this is what differs among the scholars. Prophet ﷺ, he said, لا اعتكاف إلا في المساجد الثلاثة. There's no i'tikaf is to be permissible or approved of except the i'tikaf in the 3 masjid. The Masjid al-Haram, the Masjid of the Prophet, and the Masjid al-Aqsa. It is an equivalent hadith to the hadith of the Prophet of Allah لا تشد الرحال إلا إلى ثلاثة. There is no designated religious journey except to these three masajid. This hadith was narrated by Hudayfa, and he had implemented that hadith when he saw some people making i'tikaf in Kufa. He told them, what are you doing here? The i'tikaf is only the three masajid. And the Prophet of Allah and the companions, none of them made i'tikaf except in those three masajid. So we believe that this hadith tells us that the i'tikaf that is valid is in the three masajid. But at the same time, we don't really tell people who make i'tikaf in other masajid that if you have followed another scholar or something, I cannot impose my ideologies upon you. But that's what I believe. There's no i'tikaf except in the three masajid. And also, in that sense as well, that the i'tikaf in the three masajid is to be done while you are in the month of Ramadan. It doesn't mean if you've done it outside the month of Ramadan, it's not allowed. But this is the i'tikaf of the Prophet of Allah. He only made i'tikaf in Shawwal to compensate the days of Ramadan. So the last 10 nights, that's the i'tikaf that the Prophet ﷺ used to make. And he had left it when he died. So the last 10 nights, and in the month of Ramadan, and in the three masajid. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن ينفعنا وإياكم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.